You're about to watch a clip from the Videomaker Podcast. If you want to see the whole episode, click the link in the description. So the big question really right now is the one that we don't really know the total answer to, but I figure we could take a stab at it. The one we're maybe a little more most nervous about answering. The question is now a good time to buy a camera considering what's going on with the coronavirus?
As long as you wash your hands first.
Before you go into the store.
Yeah, and then only touch the box that you get. No. I mean, yes and no, but more widely than spreading disease, we're really talking about supply, right? I mean, what is this outbreak meant for the video production or the digital imaging world right now? And I think the really big thing is that a lot of electronics are made in China, and China has been affected by this for a lot longer than we have here in the States. And so is it going to affect the supply, and is it a good time to buy, meaning are there good deals coming, or are supply not going to be available? What do you think, Mike?
Well, I think the supply really is the big question, and you know, most of these companies are Japanese, with the exception of Blackmagic, I guess. So you might think, well, the Japanese they're not Chinese, and maybe Japan doesn't have that much of an issue. But actually, I believe in a lot of cases, you know, these cameras have, you know, thousands of components inside of them, and not all of those components are built inside Japan.
I mean, they're assembled in Japan, and that's I went to Tokyo for the Z6 and Z7 announcements about a year and a half ago, and although they didn't really want to give us the percentage of parts that were inside those cameras that were made outside of Japan, China's pretty much the supply for all the little things that go inside it. You know, the amount of parts, they're all put together by Japanese people, and they're all designed by Japanese, but they're, you know, all the parts, just like, it kind of reminds me of Apple phones, although they're assembled in China, that, you know, it's one of those things where they're using their engineering and then using the large amount of affordable labor in China to make all the parts, right? Yeah,
that's right. Now, important thing to consider here is, you know, a camera is a non-essential, you know, right? So it's not like we're talking about. Yeah.
Well, need it to breathe.
A specific camera. But, you know, in the sense that, you know, it's not like trying to find hand sanitizer right now, which is really quite difficult.
And toilet paper.
Yeah. I don't know why the toilet paper thing is a thing, but.
Well, you don't want to run out of toilet paper.
That's right. Yeah, I guess that's true. Why isn't there a toilet paper shortage all the time then?
Yeah, right.
No, but, you know, if you use an old camera for the next 6 months, that's okay. That being said, if there is a specific, like, brand new camera that you want, you probably should just go ahead and buy it, unless you're just nervous about the economy. And, you know, maybe there is reason to be nervous about the economy right now. But, you know, perhaps if that's the case, maybe we could look forward to some discounts coming soon. But
you know, we're worried about NAB being affected. So far, big brands have pulled out, but you know, pretty soon, if say it doesn't happen, there's going to be a lot of announcements that have been planned for years. You know, the process of planning for a camera. You know, from the you know, product development, all the different aspects of it. You know, these brands have been planning for a long time to be announcing these things, and if they don't get a chance to announce them when a lot of people are listening, they're going to be trying to find other ways to do that. And maybe that's going to be trying to contact you through stuff like our brand. But it might also be that they're giving rebates to sell and move product because, you know, they're going to be hit by not only being able to not make more, but once they run out, you know, there's not more money to be made until they can get all those parts. And, you know, you can only, you know, it might even be just a screw or a spring, but until they either find someone else to send it to them, or they get the parts there from where they're headed, that's going to be an issue. I'd say, you know, if it's in stock and you want to buy it and it's not going to affect your bottom, you know, if you already plan to buy it and you're just going, I'm worried about this kind of stuff, well, we will need footage of the outbreak. So make sure you have a camera for that. But I don't think that there's a lot to worry about other than supply. So if you are wanting to buy something hot that you know, is just going to be announced soon, and you need it to make money or those kinds of things, get on it. If you could hold off, you might have to hold off longer than the actual epidemic is around, really. You know, I mean, once everybody gets back to work and things get going again, it's going to take a while to get the everything going again. They're going to have to make the parts, then ship the parts. There's going to be a delay there, not just from health of not being around, which right now certain things are just not happening. People are locked in their house, so it's going to be a period of time. Kind of reminds me of like when strikes happen, like writer strikes or whatever. It's like they happen, things aren't being produced, but we still see new television. What's the deal? And then all of a sudden we'll have like 6 months of no new stuff because it takes time to make stuff, right? So maybe they have enough parts to continue making stuff in Japan right now, but they might run out at some point. And really depends on the duration of time which their suppliers are without. But I'd say go for it.
I mean, the most confident thing we can say is that economists suspect that there's going to be supply issues from Japan, like broadly, right?
Yeah.
Not just cameras. We don't know what's going to happen with the economy, so we don't know if there's going to be discounts coming up. But we do know that there is going to be supply issues generally.
And you said supply from Japan, but you meant more
yes,
China.
I meant China.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty. If you're thinking about buying, and you have the liquidity, you should get it. You should get what you want to get and get to using it. Maybe there'll be a whole bunch of time in your room that you get to use it. Maybe it's a good time for training. I think that's more than anything, just trying to be mindful of how your time might be if, say, the U.S. has a lot of quarantine to deal with.
Yep.